Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Apparently, I hit puberty in the middle of that. Today is November the 27th. It is a Tuesday. It's National Kraft Jerky Day, also National Bavarian Cream Pie Day, and today is Giving Tuesday, also known as National Day of Giving. Online, you'll find that as hashtag Giving Tuesday. So it's a good day to give to charities and find somebody that is doing something you believe in and support them. I got a quote here from Susan B. Anthony. She says, "Nothing is hopeless that is right." I like that. So she's saying, if you're right, it's not hopeless. You know, continue to put your heart into that. And speaking of hopeless, we have this little program we do every Tuesday. It's hopelessly awesome, though. We're going to talk to her dad, my father-in-law, Tuesdays with Charlie, coming up later in the program. So I have a fun question for him every week. That was a listener's idea, by the way. A listener said, instead of Charlie always asking the questions or giving the info, you should ask him questions every week. So we always come up with something. If you've got something fun that you would like us to ask him, you can submit that through our site, johnandheidishow.com. Excited for another Tuesdays with Charlie on the way.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix, TIX.org.
Time now for, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Heidi, tell me, in San Diego, California, Mission Trails, is that a golf course or is that a rehab center?
I'm going to say a rehab center.
I was even getting the golf clap ready, Heidi.
I was wrong?
You were wrong. It's golf course. Golf course. 100% golf course. Mission
That would be
Trails.
a really good name for a rehab center, though, because they have a mission.
Yeah.
And if they had like some
Well,
nice,
that is why we have this feature, because there's so many times.
Rejuvenating hiking trails.
There you go. But no, it is a golf course, and you
there
failed.
you go. I failed.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. Timeforrehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com. And this is your brain on drugs. According to police, an intoxicated Florida woman plucked a live lobster from a tank at a Red Lobster and then bolted from the store. 42-year-old Kimberly Gable was drunk and, quote, causing a scene at a Red Robin. Not a Red Robin. What was the place? Red Lobster.
Red Lobster.
I knew it was a red something. And she went and she was cursing at other customers, and she was disturbing them. And she grabbed a lobster and bolted for the front door. So, not exactly sure what her plan was there. Is she going to take that one home and cook it herself, or she was trying to free him? Not really sure. She smelled of booze and was slurring her words. She denied knowledge of the pilfered lobster's whereabouts. She explained that since she was blacked out drunk, she did not care because she did not do anything wrong. No, she did do a lot.
Yeah, sorry, lady.
She was
That's
busted
not the way
for
it works.
disorderly conduct. She was booked into the county jail on misdemeanor count of also subsequently released on a $100 bond. So
You know what? That's something I don't know that I've ever eaten.
What's that?
Lobster.
Oh.
Have you? Have you ever ordered it?
No, but you are allergic to shrimp, so I don't know if you could eat that.
I don't know if I should try.
So if we do, I should probably,
You should eat all of that?
I should be there just to make sure.
I think I've tasted it before, but I've never ordered it.
There's a thing.
It's just butter.
No, it's not just butter. It's good. I know a lot of people that love it. I've never tried it. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, Vicki Gunnarsson accused Kelly Dodd of doing cocaine during the Real Housewives of Orange County reunion episode. I don't know if I got either of those names right, by the way. We are not big fans of the program. I know that they have a lot of big fans, and they're in the news all the time. the Real Housewives people. So she said she was doing cocaine during the reunion episode there.
That's super.
Yeah.
What a role model.
Exactly. Gabrielle Union took to Instagram to explain how to pronounce her baby's name, Kaavia. I don't know who that
Kavia?
is. I don't know. I didn't watch it on Instagram. But if you have to explain how to say your kid's name, maybe you should have chosen a different name. And finally, I don't even know who that Gabrielle Union is, but I know this one. Mandy Moore, she's from This Is Us. She married Dawes frontman Taylor Goldsmith in a romantic ceremony in her backyard in Los Angeles. Her co-stars were on hand for the celebration. So there you go. I like that. I know there are a lot of people that love that show, This Is Us. I watched one episode, and Heidi said she wouldn't watch it with me, so then I didn't watch anymore. But the one episode I watched, I thought was really good. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now your scoop of the day brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. I have some statistics for you, Heidi. Yesterday was Cyber Monday. Mm-hmm. Last week was Black Friday. Did you know that nearly 1 in 3 Americans, 31%, said they have personally experienced package theft? I've got a link to that story right in the show notes if you want to read that. 35% have sent packages to a non-home address to avoid theft. So, like, send it to their office,
to your office, yeah.
or,
It's a good
to
idea.
grandma's house or somebody that's home all the time. 53% said they've changed plans to make sure that they would be home for delivery. So they're like, oh, hey, that's going to show up today. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling not so well. I'm going to have to call in sick. And then 53, that's one I just said. 53% change plans to make sure they're home for delivery. Analysis of the rate of Amazon delivery theft is major in the 50 major U.S. cities. That's where it's worst. And I've got a link to the details on that as well. I had a gentleman send me all of that stuff on Black Friday. All of
I've
that
never
whole story.
had anything stolen, I don't think.
I've had some things that never didn't show up, so I don't know if somebody stole them or what happened exactly, but I don't really buy a lot of stuff online, so for me to have that happen is pretty rare. But I do remember there was something, I don't remember what it was, like a cord that I couldn't get at a store locally, and it took forever, and they said, well, we'll just send a new one out. So the other one apparently got pilfered, a package that was pilfered, Heidi. Archaeologists in Pompeii, Italy, have uncovered an erotic painting that was buried beneath the ashes. The painting is over 2,000 years old. So,
wow.
For those of you who thought that was all new stuff, no, they've been doing that a while. A video has gone viral of a camel that got stranded in the snow on a Pennsylvania highway after the truck that it was in broke down on the way to a college. So apparently this camel was going off to college. Probably going there for a reason, but there's a viral video of a camel in the snow. Apple, the company, has cut production orders for all 3 iPhones that were just unveiled in September. So they just unveiled all of these in September, and then they said, all right, we're not going to produce those anymore. Or they cut production orders.
I wonder if they were faulty or something, if
or
there's
if they're
something
going to
wrong
produce.
with them.
So if they cut the production orders, does that mean they reduced them or they stopped them? Do you know what that would mean?
I don't know.
You don't know on all the internal memos that you get whether that's no. I
didn't get that memo.
You're not on the inside at Apple, so I don't know if they cut production. If that means they stopped it, because I think that would have said halted production. But cut production would mean like limited production, wouldn't it? I don't know.
have
Either
no
way,
idea.
Production is
And
down.
I really don't care.
Okay.
I'm not an Apple customer,
Okay.
so I don't
Are you a
care.
Rolling Stones fan?
Eh.
Well, you might want to occupy yourself with something for 20 seconds while I read this. The Rolling Stones announced that they are going on a U.S. stadium tour in 2019. It'll be their first U.S. tour since 2015, which we thought was their last tour, but it's not. I think it's kind of cool, honestly. There are several bands that have gone on their
lots
farewell
of them.
tour.
Oh, this is our last tour.
Farewell tour, and then they
See
do
you
another
next
one.
year.
The We Ran Out of Money tour. I'm going to do another one. It says here, I got 2 stories about the Rolling Stones here, so I'm going to put this other one. Tickets go on sale this Friday. That's in the second story. And they're calling it the No Filter Tour. So there you go. And sad news for Paris Hilton fans. Paris Hilton called off her engagement to Chris Zelka after realizing he's just not the guy for her. And her ex, Chris, says he wants the engagement ring back even though he didn't pay for it. I don't know how that works.
How did he not pay for it?
I don't know. I don't know if somebody said, you know what, we're going to just give this to you.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Since you
Why
guys
is it
are
that
so
the wealthy
famous
people
and
are the
stuff?
ones that get the stuff just given to
I don't
them?
know.
That doesn't seem
But
right.
if anybody would like to just give me some gifts to give Heidi for Christmas, I mean, I'm willing to listen. She likes wine. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. I'm just being silly, by the way. Please don't reach out. I would feel like such a wise. I mean, wouldn't you just feel awful if somebody did? Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Are you trying to find the perfect gift for someone with a good sense of humor? FunkyMonkeyShirts.com has a good selection of funny t-shirts and more. Some with Christmas themes. One that even replaces the ugly Christmas sweater for your next party. Find some silly shirts at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Also, learn how you can sell your own designs to make some extra Christmas cash. There's a link at the bottom of the page at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
It's Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show. How
you doing, Charlie?
Is it Tuesday?
It's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So yesterday was Cyber Monday. Today is Giving Tuesday.
What Tuesday?
Giving Tuesday. It's a good day to do something nice for other people and give to a charity.
Oh, well, my charity's open. It's Charlie at
Charlie at what?
www.whogiveup.
I believe he means his charity is him. So, what kind of cool stuff we can learn about today, Charlie?
Okay, hey, there is a website that lets you send a gallon of cow, elephant, or gorilla poop anonymously to someone as revenge.
Really?
I can think of
Get yours
several
yet?
people that I would love to send that to.
I did not get mine yet, Charlie. So you said you sent me some?
Coming. It'll be there. Hey, then, if you live in Switzerland, you're not allowed to flush your toilet after 10 p.m. at night.
Why?
No kidding. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. I'm not going there to find out. Hey, you can cure hiccups by pulling your tongue out or sticking your fingers in your ears for a few seconds.
Yeah, I bet you can.
I'm gonna have to try that next time I get the hiccups.
I want you to pull your tongue out. I don't want.
How far do you have to pull it out?
I don't know, but I want a picture of it.
How do you pull your tongue out and stick your fingers in your ears?
It was one or the other.
One or the other.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you had to do both.
Although I'll try. I'll do both just to be safe.
I want a picture of you pulling your tongue out. Hey, then you know that prison meals are healthier than the school cafeteria lunches.
No kidding.
I'm sure they are.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know, but something ain't right.
I like school lunch. I like it a lot. It's really good.
I used to. I don't think I would anymore.
No,
haven't
they're
had
kind
it in
of
a while.
healthy stuff. I want you to try this next summer.
Am I going to pull my tongue out?
No, not
okay.
too, but you can do that earlier. If a mosquito is biting you and you flex that muscle, it will explode.
Oh my gosh, that's
The
awesome.
mosquito will or the muscle will?
The mosquito will.
Okay. I just want to make sure before I attempt this.
What's wrong with you?
What happened to your arm?
was
Well, there was this mosquito.
Hey, then Fluff, here, you avoid this time of the day.
Okay.
Women look their oldest every Wednesday at 3:30 p.m.
Ooh, I'll be looking out for that tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon is going to be tough.
Dude, get away from me. You look old.
I wonder why that would be.
Get away from me.
Hey, then I got one last thing here for you.
All right, what's that?
Probably heard this a lot from Fluff, so.
Oh, is it the word no?
That too. Usually it's get off me.
Yeah.
I have a headache.
She's my wife, and he's my father-in-law, for those of you just tuning in.
We don't like each other.
We love each other. Come on now.
Hey, then when an intoxicated person is blabbering, 60% of whatever they say is true.
No kidding. So you're saying that's like truth serum.
60%. That's not very good.
Well, 60%. It's probably higher than the others.
It's probably higher when they're sober.
Because you're no longer being polite. You know, it's like, hey, does this shirt look good on me? You're like, yeah, it looks great. If they're drunk, they're like, no, that shirt looks terrible on you. And so does every other shirt you
I'm
wear.
pretty much like that all the time.
Okay. Well, we're going to try it out. Probably tonight.
Does that mean you're pretty much drunk all the time?
No, I mean, I'm always honest.
Yeah, she's pretty darn honest. Well, you ready for a question, Charlie?
I got the answer.
All right, here's a question for you. The Supreme Court of the United States has their own private basketball court, and it's got a really fun nickname. It's on the top floor of the United States Supreme Court building. Do you know what the nickname is?
No.
The highest court
Why would
in the
they
land.
need their own basketball court?
Well, so they can go play basketball.
Well, they could play basketball anywhere. Are they too good to play with the commoners?
I have no idea.
Yeah, they are.
Apparently.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
That kind of makes me mad, actually.
well, now we know, and it has a nickname, the highest court in the land.
Well, that's stupid.
I agree. That's stupid.
I never said I had a smart question for you. I just had a question for you. Well, Charlie, it's always a pleasure to chat. We'll talk next week, right?
We'll do her again.
All right. Talk to
Bye,
you then.
Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
I think this is pretty cool. Walmart has a lower acceptance rate than Harvard. You'd think that it's hard to get into Harvard? Well, it says here, with your fancy 8.9% admittance rate and all, we'll try this one on for size. Only 2.6% of Walmart applicants are accepted. How about them apples, Heidi? So, 8.9% of people who apply to Harvard get in. Only 2.6% of people who apply to Walmart get in. They've got a... I think that's kind of interesting. And that's why we call it today's Fun Fact.
FreshPatch.com is making dogs like me happy. They send out real grass pads for us to use indoors. Now when it's cold outside, I can go inside. And when I've used up the real grass patch, the mailman brings me a new Fresh Patch. It's the best idea since doggy treats. Convince your mommy to try it today. I suggest you try Puppy Dog Eyes. FreshPatch.com. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's freshpatch.com, promo code radio.
Time now for the grandiloquent word on this Tuesday, maffick. M-A-F-F-I-C-K, maffick. You know what that means?
Maffick. I do not. I've
Maffick.
never heard this word.
Nor have I. But here's what it means. It says to celebrate boisterously, maffick. To celebrate with extravagant public demonstrations, maffick. To celebrate with boisterous rejoicing and hilarious behavior, maffick. To celebrate uproariously, rejoice extravagantly, especially on occasions of national celebration, maffick. Today's grandiloquent word.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix, T-I-X.org.
Now, some weird news for you on this Tuesday. Daycare workers in Missouri are facing felony charges after an outraged mother shared shocking footage of them running an alleged fight club with children as young as 3. This is terrible. Don't laugh at this. This is terrible news. A 28-year-old by the name of Michaela Guilford and her 22-year-old friend, Tina Daly, charged with endangering the welfare of a child. It says 2 years after the alleged incident took place, both had to appear in court. December 3rd is when that's coming up. The charges were filed a few weeks after Nicole Mersa shared video of a brawl that involved her 4-year-old son. And then she sued Adventure Learning Center in St. Louis over the December 2016 incident, claiming these two egged on the fights. Both teachers were arrested and lost their jobs. Neither of them faced charges until she spoke out publicly in the last few weeks. Just a week ago, a spokesperson for the St. Louis Circuit Attorney, Kim Gardner's office, told the Associated Press that charges would not be filed due to insufficient evidence. But then on Monday, they said they were able to obtain additional evidence needed to charge the teachers. So now they are going to be filed. So, wow, That is such a bizarre story. So they had, I know the image is a funny image, but it's not a funny. Would you just stop?
Oh my gosh.
It is not a funny thing. I shouldn't have even read that story. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Authorities say a man was found injured after breaking into a Florida zoo and jumping into the crocodile enclosure. That's not smart. It's a bad place to jump in.
Did we talk about this guy, or is this a new idiot?
I don't know. It says here he is charged with vandalism at the Alligator Farm Zoological Park. Officers found blood and clothing in the zoo's newly opened Nile crocodile exhibit. No sign of the victim, but police received calls about a man in his underwear crawling across a nearby yard. Security video shows one of the crocodiles biting the man on the leg. The man told authorities later that he had been bitten by an alligator. They did not release his identity. They also said the man caused about $5,000 in damage to the 125-year-old zoo. Police say he was hospitalized and faced vandalism charges. So why would you do that?
He must have been on something. That's
it doesn't say anywhere in the story that he was, though. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. But what a bizarre story. This is why we call it today's Moment of Duh.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now, fake news or Florida? Heidi, tell me, did this really truly happen in the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up just to fool you? All right. A woman dressed in a turkey costume was arrested for shoplifting in a grocery store. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
No, Florida. As a matter of fact, I think we actually read that story.
I thought for sure.
No. The one that we read was a cow costume. She was dressed in a turkey costume. So, no, this really, truly happened, though. I have a link to the story if you'd like to read all about it. It's in the show notes.
That sounded like one you would make up.
Yeah, it does. It's in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. What an amazing story. A hamster was stuck in a tiny pipe for almost a week. They were dropping food down there so the hamster would be able to survive, and they finally were able to rescue this hamster thanks to a miniature handmade ladder. Isn't that a cool story? So a little pet hamster was stuck in a pipe for about a week, finally was able to escape thanks to a miniature ladder that was built by an RSPCA officer. Jamie the hamster was being looked after? Okay, looked after. There we go. At first I thought it said locked. Looked after. I had a glare on my screen. By a friend of the owner. And he got stuck in a tiny little water pipe. The rodent became wedged in a tiny 4-centimeter wide, like 1.5-inch gap from the water pipe. And the pet sitter was unable to get him out. After 6 days of failed rescue attempts, and they were dropping food down the pipe for the hamster to eat, animal welfare charity RSPCA was finally called to the house, and this was in Bridgewater, Somerset. I believe that's in England. Anyway, the officer there leapt to the rescue with a tiny handcrafted ladder, and they used they used some fresh
tiny handcrafted ladder.
Yes. So you clearly haven't been paying attention to the rest of this story.
He did. He's trapped in something, but they made a tiny handcrafted ladder to get this thing out.
That was right in the headline. That's the first thing I said. Jamie was being looked after by a friend, got stuck in this pipe. They called people in to help out, and they stuck this little ladder. There's actually an image of the ladder right here. See that?
Oh, my gosh.
They took a piece of mesh that was like a bunch of grid, like a big grid, and they cut everything down to make just a ladder. And then they lowered that down into the pipe, and then the hamster was able to climb out to safety. I think that's a really cool thing, because when he's crawling on the pipe, it was just slick. It was not going anywhere. So quick thinking, and he was able to get it. So they were able to save him. And I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. I don't know what you were doing when we were reading
I was
that
writing
story.
a grocery list.
Oh, I figured. Can you wait till we're done before you check out?
Sorry, I listened once you started reading the story. I just missed the headline.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.